curious thing happens when you start looking into diet advice for diabetics. You discover that even vegetables, widely considered the healthiest food group, can be problematic. This seems counterintuitive. Shouldn't all vegetables be good for you? The answer is no. Some vegetables can cause problems for diabetics. In today's video, we're going to check out 8 worst vegetables diabetics must avoid at all costs. If you have diabetes and accidentally eat one of these veggies on our list, you might be surprised by the consequences. Veggie number 7 is one of the most common vegetables on American plates. If you're diabetic, stick around with us until the end, because we'll share which vegetables are the safest to eat. But first, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Let's make this the most liked video on the channel ever. Do you have diabetes? What part of the world are you from? After you've watched the video, drop a comment below. Here are the 8 vegetables that consistently show up as problematic for diabetics. 1. Sweet potatoes. Sweet potatoes are often promoted as a healthy alternative to regular potatoes, and they do have nutrients. But for diabetics, they're essentially a sugar bomb. The glycemic load of a sweet potato can spike blood sugar almost as quickly as table sugar. One medium sweet potato contains enough carbohydrates to disrupt blood sugar control for hours. 2. Corn. This is probably the most deceptive vegetable for diabetics. Most people don't realize that a single cup of corn contains about 21 grams of carbohydrates. That's roughly equivalent to a slice of bread. While most people wouldn't eat 3 slices of bread at dinner, they might easily eat 3 servings of corn. Corn also shows up hidden in processed foods as corn syrup, making it particularly tricky to avoid. 3. Green peas. Here's one that surprises most people. A cup of green peas contains about 21 grams of carbohydrates. They seem innocent because they're small, but they're essentially little carbohydrate bombs. Their size makes it easy to eat too many without realizing it. Think of them as nature's candy. The American Diabetes Association suggests that people with diabetes should pay attention to their carbohydrate intake and choose low glycemic options. Instead of depending mainly on green peas, try adding non-starchy vegetables such as broccoli, spinach, okra, or zucchini to your meals. 4. Butternut squash. This vegetable is tricky because it's genuinely nutritious, packed with vitamins and fiber. It's also packed with carbohydrates that can interfere with blood sugar control. For diabetics, the downsides often outweigh the benefits. It's like healthy food that's not actually healthy for the people who need healthy food the most. 5. Broad beans. Also known as fava beans, these contain about 12 grams of sugar per cup. That's a significant amount for something most people consider a vegetable. They're also calorie-dense, with approximately 111 calories per cup, making them a double problem for diabetics who need to watch both blood sugar and weight. Before we continue, I've got some exciting news to share. If you want to get more engaged, I'm excited to inform you that we now offer channel membership. As a member, you'll pay a small monthly fee and unlock some amazing perks like early access to new videos, priority replies to your comments, members-only shorts, polls, quizzes, and special emojis and loyalty badges just for you. It's a fantastic way to support the channel and connect with us even more. Just click the join button and let's make this experience even better together. 6. Parsnips. Parsnips are particularly deceptive. A small cup contains about 24 grams of carbohydrates, including 6 grams of sugar. Most people think of them as just another root vegetable. But for diabetics, they might as well be eating dessert. They're essentially underground sugar sticks. 7. Potatoes. Potatoes are definitely one of the most popular vegetables among Americans. In 2019, it was estimated that each American consumed nearly 50 pounds of potatoes, with French fries being the most common way to enjoy them. Like any food that contains carbohydrates, potatoes can raise blood sugar levels. When you eat potatoes, your body converts the carbs into simple sugars that enter your bloodstream. This is often referred to as a spike in blood sugar levels. The hormone insulin is then released into your blood to help transport these sugars into your cells for energy. In individuals with diabetes, this process doesn't work as well. Instead of the sugar moving from the blood into the cells, it stays in circulation, resulting in higher blood sugar levels for a longer period. As a result, consuming high-carb foods or large portions can be harmful to those with diabetes. Number 8. Yams. Yams are often confused with sweet potatoes, and they're just as problematic. A serving has a glycemic load of 9.3, high enough to cause significant blood sugar spikes. They're essentially nature's sugar packets wrapped in vegetable clothing. The interesting thing about this list is that none of these vegetables are bad in any absolute sense. For someone without diabetes, they're all perfectly healthy foods, but context matters. What's healthy for one person might be problematic for another. This is similar to how peanuts are healthy for most people but dangerous for those with allergies, or how sunshine is healthy in moderation but problematic for people with certain skin conditions. The food itself hasn't changed. What vegetables should diabetics eat instead? A review published in the journal Nutrition found that a low-carbohydrate diet can be beneficial for individuals with diabetes, as it consistently lowers high blood glucose levels and may reduce or eliminate the need for medication. A simple guideline to remember is that vegetables that grow above ground are typically low in carbs, while those that grow below ground tend to be high in carbs. For diabetics, the solution isn't to avoid vegetables entirely. That would be like avoiding all liquids because some make you sick. Instead, they need to be strategic about which vegetables they eat and in what quantities. This means focusing on truly low-carb options like spinach, broccoli, cauliflower, zucchini, cucumber, lettuce, eggplant, bell peppers, asparagus, and others. The broader lesson here is about the danger of general rules in health advice. Eat your vegetables is good advice for most people, but like many general rules, it needs modification for specific cases. What works for most people might not work for everyone, and that's okay. For diabetics, this means developing a more nuanced understanding of vegetables than simply following general guidelines. It means looking past the vegetable label to understand what's actually in their food. And most importantly, it means questioning even seemingly uncontroversial advice when their specific situation demands it. This might seem like a burden, but it's actually an opportunity. Being forced to look more carefully at food choices often leads to better overall nutrition. Many diabetics end up eating a more carefully balanced diet than they did before their diagnosis, simply because they have to pay attention. The key is understanding that vegetables is too broad a category to be useful for dietary decisions. What matters isn't whether something is classified as a vegetable, but what it actually contains and how it affects blood sugar. If you have diabetes, it's a good idea to really pay attention to what you eat, especially the types and amounts of carbohydrates. This can help you manage your blood sugar levels. It will also help prevent sudden spikes and drops in your blood sugar and lower your risk of long-term complications. Have you heard about these unfriendly veggies for diabetics? Which ones surprised you the most? Leave your comment below. If you found this video helpful, please type yes in the comments below. I also encourage you to check out these 2 videos we selected especially for you. Have an awesome day. See you in the next video.